Hey, what's up, guys? Another little build update here. This one's for Earth. We're going to be covering Earth DPS and tanking. I hope you all enjoy it. Let's jump into it, shall we? So with Earth, Earth has changed just a little bit, obviously due to the abilities that I am running. A lot of people would be like, "Why are you running Candle?" I mean, because I kind of want to. You know what I mean? A lot of people have their own opinions on what they want to run and what they don't want to run, and this is just what I want to run. So, it is what it is. Let's jump into it though. As you can see, this is my gear currently as we're going through the latest content. I've got a 418 ring, gloves, and chest so far, and a back, and a neck. Uh, so we got a couple of low pieces still. I've kept my elite ring and my elite weapon currently, just so I'm getting the extra might bonuses. Um, Realistically, I'm pretty much near enough done with renown already, so it's just a case of switching them out and getting them done. But as you can see, we are running the Omega Totality, Ebon, Candle, and then I have a transformation card and a Quizlet. Um, in all honesty, when I get this to like 160 plus, I probably will drop it out for the trans, because I think the double dot pressure may just be a little bit better, but I'd have to test and have to see. I'm hearing good things about that new artifact, the Sinestro thing. I'm not 100% sure if it's kind of worth. I'm still on the front about it at this current moment in time. Like I say, I've literally recently just spent a load of money just getting these up just so I can tank again this patch, which is ridiculous. But there was a sale on, so they didn't cost me as much as they would normally cost. So there is that. But in terms of loadouts, jump into loadout here. Obviously, I'm running the Spore Pod, Unstoppable, Soul Signature, which is the candle, and then we have Entomb, Jackhammer, and the Mega Beams. So this is a melee AoE spam build. Um, Obviously you go with these two, and then you just go in the Jackhammer. Pretty much, as soon as that one's up off of cooldown, you clip them two and hit the rotation. Right. As you can see, we did a 10.5 mil. So it hits pretty nice numbers, mate. Okay, as you can see, we did a 10.5 mil there straight away. So I don't think that's too bad. I'm pretty happy with it. It does the job. Um, is there something else out there? Possibly. I'm just utilizing what I have in terms of artifacts and stuff. What I have in my account. I'm just making the most of what I generally have. So there is that. I do have a range loadout. So this is if you need anything more ranged, this will be the one to do. So obviously, in terms of how we're spec'd, which is super powered, critical attack damage, might and power, rest in the health, that does not change. These two are on the same as my melee. Everything is the same. Okay, we got the one into the dual wield. That's all you need as might. So nothing changes. The only difference is I've dropped Jackhammer and I dropped Unstoppable for Crystal. Okay, and then I put Upheaval on rather than Jackhammer. So with this one just allows us to be at range. Okay, so I can literally be back here, and we can just go to town. Bear in mind that we will lose a little bit of damage because it is range. But I don't think it's too bad. And it just gives you that extra option, you know, of being a little bit further back if you need to be. It's just nice to have it. Okay. I think having that range option while we're in raids and stuff, it's just super handy. But as you can see, if I scroll back up, we did do a 9.8. So it definitely holds the number up there still. It's just not as strong as Jackhammer. In terms of allies, all my allies stay the same for my DPS. You know, I've just got Superman, Batman Who Laughs, or Resolve. You can do other things if you really wanted to. I don't really go much on Starfire. I see a lot of people using Starfire, and I see a lot of people using Johnny. I don't know. I don't know. I'm stuck in my way with these three. You know, they're just my bread and butter. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Let's go ahead and jump into the tank. So with the tank, obviously I'm going a little bit different. I've kind of taken it back to the roots of being a jackhammer tank. This is a non-pet tank. If you did want to be a pet tank, obviously you would have to probably drop this, you know, and drop that, and then you would have to run obviously brick and the fortified golem. If I can find brick, where are you, mate? There you are. There's brick. You'd have to run brick, and you would have to run the fortify for brick, which is around here somewhere. There it is. Done blind. But yeah, if you wanted to be more of a brick tank, you'd have to run it like this. At least then you've still got your breakout for the group. You've still got gemstone for yourself, you know, and you're still somewhat relatively good, you know, in terms of tanking with brick. You can also realistically get rid of this. Okay, I'm just gonna cover brick real quick and show you what I'm gonna do. If you have hard light shield here too, with the brick loadout, that gives you 2 shields. Okay, plus the breakout for the group amenity. But what it's actually going to do for us here is we're not going to be able to run gem. Okay. So you can either go 2 ways. You can either go Quizlet for just extra partial pet damage. You know, I'm not too sure if this procs that. It probably doesn't, but if we had Mercy, I would just do Mercy. But obviously we don't have a Mercy currently. So I would say personally, if we're not having Gemini, I would say I would rock this instead. Okay? I would rock the transformation card instead. All this is going to do is just make my heals just a little bit more critical from this ability here, from popping my shields with regenerative shielding. It would just make me just that little bit more susceptible of getting extra heals. Okay, so that is if you're wanting to run a brick loadout. So you'd run Earthen Grip, Gemstone, Soothing Sands, Brick, Fortified Golem, Hard Light Shield. Okay, let me switch back to my tank. So obviously this is my tank. This is a little bit different. We've got Earthen Grip, we got Gemstone, which deleted itself. We've got Soothing Sands for the breakout. I've got Hard Light Shield. I've got Jackhammer, Dash Attack. Okay, this is a very utilized tank and a very utilized situation of a tank. So obviously I've got my group pole. You know, I've still got a shield and the group breakout. I sit here and use Jackhammer and rotate between shields. Okay, So if I need to jackhammer, I can jackhammer here, get some mitigation, and it just gives me that little breather time, you know, of just doing things in between. If I am in a point where it's just like I'm in an oh shit moment, I can use the dash attack. I am fully immune while this is active, and it gets me a shield, and I'm also getting all that healing from my Gemini. Okay, so that is super nice for me to for me to have that. Just being able to really spam that in fights, and also on top of that, the Eye Gemini will heal other people. So that is super nice for the group too. In terms of how this is spec'd, we are going into the staff. I just go down and get my staff abilities. I don't get the weapon mastery. I literally just get my bog standard abilities. Okay. And then from there, we go super speed. Obviously, I get my super speed, I get dash attack, and then I get my 2 resistances. Everyone gets these resistances. Realistically, these are fucking pointless. You don't fucking need them. I mean, you got restraint resistance and knockback resistance from these, but I don't think you need these. I mean, they're the recovery of it allows you to instantly recover a small amount when you use a breakout or a root in case. I mean, do you need them? Not really. As long as you have these main 2 resistances, you'll be okay. Iconic power. Obviously, I take Amazonian deflection. We got hard light shield. We got Ferrophone bloom. You know, I got super strength for the weaponization, and then we got spore. The reason why I do that is because, you know, I'm lazy and I just spec a certain way. Realistically, I could save myself some skill points without needing spore. You know, obviously I would take Ferrophone bloom, as I was gonna say. With this loadout, if I don't want to use dash attack, I can use bloom. What bloom will do for me in this situation is it's more of a selfish sort of situation tank, but I will get so much healing from the bloom anyway, and then on top of that, I'm getting healing over time from the bloom, whilst I'm also getting all the Gemini heals. So it just makes you really, 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 really strong in healing. Okay. As you can see, if we read bloom, obviously it damages your enemies, it knocks them back, and it also stuns them, and you're also healing yourself over time. So it's very, very, very situational and strong. As you can see, it is a 2500 supercharge cost, which is the same as dash attack. I kind of like dash attack because it allows me to be a little bit more situational in fights, and this is just my preference because I feel like sometimes I want to give the group the heal and the supercharge gain. It will allow me to run into their group, hit it, and just run in the total direction back towards the boss or something, you know, and it just allows me to get back to the boss before the boss lunges me and I bring the boss to the group, right? So it's a very handy supercharge, okay? But that is for the main tank. In terms of spec, obviously, if we continue on through our spec here, we got superpowered, I got critical healing chance, critical magnitude, and then we go into health, and then I go into dominance as we're earth, okay? That's pretty much the main tank. I do have a battle tank. So the battle tank is a little bit different. Oh shit, I didn't even cover my artifacts. Let me go back. Don't worry, I got you covered. So with the main tank with artifacts, let me jump into artifacts real quick. We got Distro Refractor, Manacles of Force, Everyman Prototype, Red Tornado, and I got a Gemini. Okay, that is the main tank. That's what I'm going with. Now let's jump into the battle tank. So battle tank, in terms of spec, stays exactly the same. In terms of everything, what I have just walked through is all the same. Okay, the only difference is I'm running Earthen Grip, Spore Pod, Gemstone, Soothing Sands, jackhammer, I-beam. Okay, so I've gone for more of the jackhammer approach this patch in terms of earth and battle tanking. See, now if I wanted to be a battle tank and I wanted to use the other thing, I would get rid of Spore and I would get rid of the other thing. Okay, obviously then Brick would go over here, and then obviously with the fortified golem would go there, right? So like if you did want to be a battle tank, you know, you could still go this route. Just know it's gonna take longer for you to build up charges, you know, but you could still go that route. As you could see, we still managed to build up the charges. Let me go and actually do this on the glitch dummies. We kind of know what we're doing with the whole battle tank esque with Brick. Okay, so as you can see here, we run back over here. You can see we only polled a 3 million. Okay, with that loadout. So we don't actually do that because, you know, we just don't do that. So we go with Spore, and then I go with Jackhammer. This is just to utilize more pressure damage, really. The only difference, also, what I do change with the battle tanking, is we go pure might in this situation. My gear is all my tank gear. I keep all my tank gear on. It's just that I change that. In terms of the artifacts do change. Obviously, note that we're not running Gemini now. So I'm running Omega Totality, Ebon. I've got Everyman Prototype, Red Tornado, Manacles of Force. Okay? Technically, if I really wanted to be a little bit more, say, tanky, you know, a little bit less more tanky, but more damage. Once I get this one up the level, I would use that one, because then that will give me them extra ticks of damage, and it would just contemplate, and it will just help with the Mega Totality, really. Realistically, because it's not up, I just rock what I'm rocking. It works, it does its job, and that's all what matters. So let's go ahead and jump in. So obviously we still got a pole. We can clip Spore with Gemstone, and we can come into here, and we've already got this up. Look, we can come back in. You know, we're still tanking. We're still keeping the group together. You know, as soon as that one's up, boom, you can get all your power back. But as you can see, we polled a 3.8. So we're doing a bit more damage. We're not doing a lot more, but we are doing a little bit better. I still think it's probably better speccing with DPS gear. You know, a lot of people vary on what they want to do. If you want to be a tank or you want to be a DPS or whatever, right? I think it really just comes down to preference. I could even probably do a quiz. We're not gonna get the supercharge benefit for quiz, but like, let's see what we do with a quiz, because it's just passive damage at that point. So with the quiz up, passive damage, we actually pulled a 5 mil. Let's scroll back up. There's a 5.2. So passively, with the passive damage of quiz, you will pull a lot more damage, right? So it really just does vary. You know, like I say, I'm not really a battle type guy. You know, like I prefer my traditional role. So I don't typically battle a lot. I just think battle tanking is handy in certain situations. You know, if needed to tank, at least then you can still damage as a tank. That's pretty much it. I hope that covers Earth, and I hope you all enjoy. In terms of my allies for the tank side, obviously Batman shouldn't be there. Why is Batman there? I must have imprinted it on my armory earlier. That would explain a lot, because he should not be there. Okay. That'll explain why I'm not getting my shield when I was propping that. Okay then. Oh, I put on the wrong one. Let me unequip him. We actually want Superman, and we want this one. The group breakout gives all teammates the damage reduction shield. This is a must as a tank, in my personal opinion. Obviously calculated, but he is optional. You can swap him out for other things. You know, you could run Nubia for the, executing the block. You know, you could run Wonder Woman if you really wanted to. I think Harley would be pretty good eventually. You know, once she's ranked up here with the partner in crime. Who else? You know, if I lunge and interrupt people, 15% heals here. Once again, Tikal. There's loads of options. You know, you got Lex Luthor for the increased dominance ratio, vitalization, and defense, and all that shit. So yeah, I mean that is what it is. But yeah, like I say, there's a few options. I just go with him because it's just consistent, and the cooldown is only 20 seconds. So every 20 seconds, I'm getting 10% of the heal of incoming damage. So say for example, I take like 200k damage. I'm getting 20k heals. You know what I mean? That's kind of how that works. So super nice. Obviously, Johnny's huge. I think Johnny is absolutely one of the best allies, and I think he is just well wanted. He's just huge. He does a ton of damage, as you can see, and everyone's getting defense, and everyone's getting extra might, extra prec. He's just nice, and I run the same allies on my battle tank. Just to let you all know. But yeah, have a good one. I hope you all enjoy. This was a quick little update for Earth. I'm out. Peace.